inequalities. And really not so bad. And what it is, it's putting two inequalities together, and they can fall in two categories, children. They can fall into the and conjunction or the or conjunction. Okay, now think about this. If I said Zach and Josh come talk to me, that means they both have to be true. If I said Zach or Josh come talk to me, that means either one can be true. And what you'll find happen is this. If you see the word and in something, okay, these lines come together. These go in opposite directions. I'm going to do the or one first. You know, if I asked you to pick a letter or pick a number that was greater than 3 or less than -1, what would that look like? Well, here you go. The number can either be greater than 3, so at 3 it can be anything bigger than 3 going this way, or at -1 it can be anything less than that going this way. The only numbers it couldn't be would be the ones that fall between there. Does 2 fit in either one of those categories? No. Okay, but 5 would be greater than 3, or -2 would be less than 1. Either one of those, either one can be true for this to work. Okay, if I asked you and changed that to an and problem, how about this? Gabe, can you tell me a number that is greater than 3 and less than 1? Or less than -1? Give me a number that's greater than 3 and less than -1. Okay, that would not be possible. You couldn't do that. Okay, it would have to be something that looks like this. X is less than 3 and X is greater than -1. Now if I asked you for those numbers, give me a number that is less than 3 and greater than -1.
2.
2,
1.
0,
1.
1. So when you graph this, remember when I said it goes together? If it's an and problem, it's always going to look like this. There's going to still be an open circle at 3, and there's still going to be an open circle at -1, but it's all the ones in between. See how this was everything going in the opposite direction? This, you color in everything in between the circles, because those are all the possible answers there. Because it has to fit both. For it to be an and problem, it has to solve both of them. An or problem, only one of them has to be true. An and problem, they both have to be true. So there's going to be limited. And if they will, generally speaking, always work out. Kendall?
For the or one, I don't really understand how you got that.
Well, what number's here, Kendall?
3.
What number's here?
3.
What number's here?
-1.
What number's here?
-1.
So do you not understand where I get the numbers from?
No, I understand, but I don't
Okay,
know.
what is this? X is, what sign is this?
X is greater.
So, if it's greater than 3, which way does 0 go? To the right where the numbers get bigger. Because this would go 3, 4, 5. Well, the sign is this. Less than. Which way do the less than numbers go?
That way.
So you're putting these two, the graphs of these two numbers together, and that's what you get. That's 4. There's no, again, we're not reinventing anything. Now, one thing that might be slightly complicated for you is this. If I give you this, x is greater than -4, and x is less than, I don't know, 1. rather than writing it all out like that, children, they put both of those little expressions, actually let me do this, let's put an equal sign in there. They will put both of those together in one smaller form and it'll look like this. This means the exact same thing. This is putting both of those little phrases, expressions together in one thing. If you see something that looks like this, numbers that have an x in the middle, first of all, this is an and equation, and it is read just like this. You start with the letter x and you say x is greater than, even though that's the less than sign, but the x is on the wrong side and the alligator's still eating the x, so x is greater than -1, and x is less than or equal to, I'm sorry, x is greater than or equal to greater than -4x is less than or equal to 1. Okay, and they'll have to be, listen to me, it has to be in this order, and they will always be less than signs. If these signs were flipped around the other way, it would be impossible, because you'd be asking for a number that's less than -4 and greater than 1. Just know that the signs have to be pointing this way, and it couldn't be any easier to graph because it's just going to be this. -4, open circle, 1, closed circle, colored in the middle. It doesn't get any easier than that. Ors will never be put together. An or one has to be two separate ones. They will have to say x is greater than 8 or x is less than -2. Or ones have to be separate. Ands are the only ones that can be combined together like this. Ors have to be written like this. You will never see an or look like that. Okay? And on this one again, same thing. At 8, there's an open circle. At -2, there's an open circle. This is less than. This is greater than. That's an or one. They go off in opposite directions, and one comes together. Good. Let's throw a couple more out there. How about this? Here's a good one. -3. Oh, look at this. That little heart symbol everybody uses. Graph that for me. You should be done. I'm just saying. The question on the floor, is that an or problem?
It's an and.
Always an and problem. You will see the word or on a problem if it's an or problem. This is a conjunction, it's a combo platter. So then graphing this, you would just do this.
I think I got it right.
-3, circle, 3, circle, this way, I'm sorry. I'm just checking to see if you're listening.
Yeah, I got it right. What up? I am the smartest man.
Please note, if there were equal signs underneath there, the only thing would be different is these would be colored in. How about this one? X is less than 0, or
It's an almost.
X is greater than or equal to 5.
Wait, what? Oh,
X is less than 0 or X is greater than or equal to 5. Obviously, it's an or problem simply because the word or, not an and problem. It is an or problem. So this looks like first thing I put down is a or a 5. Open circle, closed circle.
Open. Open.
Going which way?
That way.
Open circle, closed circle?
To the right.
Alright. I know you got social studies to do, so I'm not going to give you this time, so. Unless there's a lot of loud gibberish out there.
No disrespect. No disrespect.